Peloton's best offer of the season is here. Get up to $300 off accessories when you purchase a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread. Choose from a variety of accessories like our cycling shoes, a heart rate monitor, non-slip grip dumbbells, and more. If you've been looking for a sign to join Peloton, this offer gives you everything you need to get going. This limited time offer ends November 28th. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. All access membership separate. Offer starts November 14th and ends November 28th. Cannot be combined with other offers. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
From legendary director Steven Spielberg comes The Fabelmans, the new film inspired by his own childhood. Rolling Stone says The Fabelmans is the movie we've been waiting 45 years for Spielberg to make, and one of the most impressive, enlightening, and vital films he's ever made. Starring Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Gabriella Bell, and Judd Hirsch. The Fabelmans, now playing in theaters everywhere.
Some of you may remember the baseball player Lenny Dykstra. Nails. Here he is playing for the Phillies. World Series champion. Terrific player. Fantastic. Dumb as fuck. Absolute psychopath, too. He was featured on HBO's Real Sports as having some type of acumen on Wall Street as a day trader or something like that. And as some type of, though he's a complete moron, he's got some ability to make money, and he, after baseball, made a ton of cash on the stock market. And they did this big piece about him, about how brilliant he is, and he bought a bunch of car washes and turned them around, resurrected, so he made a bunch of money off these fucking car washes. And they did this glowing report of this guy. But I guess he's a fucking psychopath and a racist and an idiot and the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Now, it would come to pass that everything that he gained was done, illegally, and he went to prison for all sorts of crazy shit that he did that had to do with corruption and fraud, and there were whistleblowers and all the crazy shit. And there's been all sorts of, ever since that Real Sports special on him years ago, has been nothing but bad news for Lenny Dykstra. So, looking for a break, he notices that one of his former contemporaries in baseball, Ron Darling, who is a baseball announcer for TNT or TBS or some shit like that, and used to be a terrific pitcher for the Mets when he played with Dykstra when they won the World Series. He wrote a book, and it was just a simple baseball book about I got some great stories, and it came out in 2019, and the book was called, Ron Darling's book was called 108 Stitches. Loose threads, ripping yarns, and the darndest characters from my time in the game. No big deal. In that book, he talked about a story in which Red Sox pitcher Dennis, I think he used to be known as Oil Can Boyd, Dennis Boyd, was pitching for the Sox. And in the story, he described Lenny Dykstra before Game 3 of the 1986 World Series. Dykstra was saying expletives in Boyd's direction. Like, go fuck yourself, you fucking asshole. Like that. A week later, Dykstra sued Darling for defamation. Hey, that never happened. That never happened. That's bullshit. Now, the way I remember it is, I remember Darling saying that he was shouting racist shit to Oil Can Boyd. This article doesn't say that. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't say that. Whatever. That's just how I remember it. Either way, let's just say Darling said Dykstra was calling Boyd the N-word. It's not going to matter based on what I'm about to tell you. Dykstra didn't like it. He sued for defamation. Just like that. It's just coming out now, but after more than a year, Dykstra's defamation suit was dismissed. And I was just seeing the article now that the court's opinion was essentially, I'm not making this up, Everybody knows Lenny Dykstra is a piece of shit. So Ron Darling saying Lenny Dykstra did this or this or this, that all pales in comparison to what everyone already knows about Lenny Dykstra. Listen to this. A judge wrote, based on the papers submitted on this motion, prior to the publication of the book, Lenny Dykstra was infamous for being, among other things,
From legendary director Steven Spielberg comes The Fabelmans, the new film inspired by his own childhood. Rolling Stone says The Fabelmans is the movie we've been waiting 45 years for Spielberg to make, and one of the most impressive, enlightening, and vital films he's ever made. Starring Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Gabriella Bell, and Judd Hirsch. The Fabelmans. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to make car care make sense. With personalized service reviews that swap the car talk for straight talk, so you know what your car is telling you and what to do about it. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care? That's a job for Jiffy.
Get ready, Ohio. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to the Buckeye State. And to kick things off, you can get started with $100 in free bets as an early sign-up bonus. Plus, when you sign up today with promo code OhioSB, you'll be all set for when FanDuel goes live in Ohio. Then you can bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports with $100 in free bets. Just download FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Ohio, this is your chance to get in on the action. Join today with promo code OhioSB. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Ohio. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after FanDuel accepts its first real money sports wager in Ohio on 1/1/23. Unique user identity verification required. Offer ends on the go-live date. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
a racist, a misogynist, anti-gay, as well as a sexual predator, a drug abuser, a thief, and an embezzler. Further, Dykstra has a reputation, largely due to his autobiography, of being willing to do anything to benefit himself and his team, including using steroids and blackmailing umpires. Considering this information, which was presumably known to the average reader of his own book, this court finds that, as a matter of law, the reference in the book has not exposed, the reference in Ron Darling's book has not exposed Dykstra to any further public contempt, ridicule, aversion, or disgrace, or evil opinion of him in the minds of right-thinking persons, or deprivation of friendly intercourse in society. Further, the judge went on to narrate Lenny's past actions. The nature and seriousness of Dykstra's criminal offenses over the years, which include fraud, embezzlement, grand theft, lewd conduct, and assault with a deadly weapon, and notably the degree of publicity they received, have already established his general bad reputation for fairness and decency far worse than the alleged racially charged bench jockeying in the reference could. Given the aforesaid litany of stories concerning Dykstra's poor and mean-spirited behavior, particularly toward various groups, including racial minorities, women, and the LGBTQ plus community, this court finds that as a matter of law, the reference cannot induce an evil opinion of him in the minds of right-thinking persons or deprive him of their friendly intercourse in society, as that evil opinion has long existed. Boy, that is taking the long way around, saying you are already the biggest cock-sucking asshole on the planet. Fuck you. Oh, my God. How great is this? Oh, man, is that fantastic. I had not heard this story. While this is all unfolding, so essentially the judge said Len Dykstra's reputation is so bad, it's legally impossible to libel or slander him. Meanwhile, Lenny Dykstra said that Ron Darling lied about his cancer diagnosis 14 days after the judge dropped that lawsuit because of what I just read to you. Dykstra reasoned that Ron wanted to stay out of the spotlight after receiving negative press for his memoir. Dykstra wrote in an email to New York Mets COO Jeff Wilpon. As soon as the stories he wrote in his book, he started getting taken apart by the fans, his former teammates, 3 of them African-American, and the press on a daily basis. So he did the only thing he could do to get out of the line of fire, take a medical leave of absence. He knew the only way to get the fans to stop the daily beating he was taking was to play the pity card. So he said Ron Darling faked a cancer diagnosis because he was getting the shit kicked out of him. I don't know that he was. What? Oh, this is too rich. That is great. Aram says Lenny Dykstra, the investor. Yes. Yeah, so it was a racial accusation that Darling made against Dykstra. The story I read didn't indicate it was, but it was. He said racial shit about Boyd. Darling pointed it out. News got back to Fuckface. Fuckface sued him, and the judge said, well, you're already a fucking scumbag. What? Everybody already knows that about you. That's fucking great. I love that so much. It's like my favorite story of the day.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials and find epic deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 40% off head-to-toe Levi's for men, women, and kids. 70% off gold earrings, bracelets, and bangles. And the Ninja Professional Blender, just $79.95. Plus, get free curbside pickup or pickup in store today at Macy's. Details at Macys.com/pickup. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
From legendary director Steven Spielberg comes The Fabelmans, the new film inspired by his own childhood. Rolling Stone says The Fabelmans is the movie we've been waiting 45 years for Spielberg to make, and one of the most impressive, enlightening, and vital films he's ever made. Starring Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Gabriella Bell, and Judd Hirsch. The Fabelmans. Now playing in theaters everywhere.